Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we will be talking about Emem and Ikechi, diving a little bit deeper into our thoughts.
Merry Christmas. We are recording this on Christmas
Merry Christmas.
Day.
Mm-hmm.
What is one thing you thankful for Christmas, Blair?
You.
Oh, me?
I'm thankful for you.
Me?
Yes. How you show up in my life on our channel. And you're just a great husband, so I'm very thankful for you.
I am grateful. You stole my answer.
Oh.
Right? I am grateful for my wife,
Mm-hmm.
my Blair. You get what I'm saying? I'm grateful for health.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? I do need glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I am going to take care of when I get home.
Good.
You get what I'm saying? But I am very thankful for my wife and, being a great teammate when it comes to this channel. But this channel is just a small part of our life, just in life.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Let us know in the comments what are y'all thankful for, because this is probably going to be the most positive part of the video.
Okay.
Okay, because we chose to wake up and be like, you know what? It's morning. Everybody still asleep.
Let's get into some mess.
Let's talk about Ikechi a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Since there's no new episode of Married at First Sight until the new year. So where do we start with this guy? Let's start with the alleged news that his ex-girlfriend said, right?
Okay, you got to fill me in because I didn't listen to it.
It wasn't a lot.
Okay.
He has an alleged ex-girlfriend that came out and said that Ikechi is fake,
Mm-hmm.
and he is just seeking fame from the show.
Okay.
Can you believe that, or do you see that?
Absolutely. The man traveled from Texas to Chicago to be on the show. And within his first minute of being on the show, he's talking about a book that he's written.
Uh-huh.
He is talking about how he is a performer and he has like his friend performing his song that he's written on the stage, and that he gets on the stage and gets to, singing a little ditty or whatever.
Didn't even sing it really.
So I'm just like, yeah, absolutely.
Now, here's where I'm conflicted.
Okay.
Right? Because I wanted to build that foundation right there with y'all. If his objective was to get fame from the show, right? What is one way to get fame from Married at First Sight, if there is any fame?
By having a successful marriage.
Okay, so let's start with that.
Yeah.
Right? I would think that if you have followed this show from Houston to Chicago, you have been disqualified from the process in Houston, but they accepted you in Chicago, right? That in order for you to get this fame that you want, in order for you to get this success that you want, you have to have a great marriage, or you have to show up as your best self. Ikechi have not done that. He don't even come off as likable. No. So with this whole Emem thing and Ikechi thing, what is your thoughts if for like the people who didn't hear, with the whole, she sees me as a piece of meat and she's touching me, and basically the paraphrase, no means no, and that's what I really mean when I said aggressive, is that.
Well, before we get into that,
okay, help me with
I want to stick to the first topic about what would make you a success coming from Married at First Sight.
Okay, forget my question. You get what I'm saying?
Well, because you had a lot of meat on the bone there, so I want to, let me take bite by bite. Okay, so the first part of yes, if you have a successful marriage on Married at First Sight, it can actually lead to a lot of opportunities for you within the Married at First Sight world.
Can it?
It can. So Jamie, I think it was Jamie who was the one who was doing the after party or some of the segments before Keisha became on. She was someone who got married and had a successful marriage after Married at First Sight.
She black or white?
White. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then what else is there? I think that was about it. And then she ain't on the show no more. Keisha took her down. But other than that, I feel like there are opportunities for you if you have a successful marriage. Even going on to if you go to like people's YouTube channel like Amani and Woody, they've been able to have a really great following based off of the success of their marriage and their love, and they have children now, which I really do enjoy seeing them and how they've grown as a family. Then the other couple, I don't know if Brianna and the Puerto Rican dude she was with, I forget his name.
Don't ask me.
But I think both of them, they've kind of stuck back to like real world in their life and stuff like that. But just to sum it up pretty much, if you have a successful marriage and you actually grow your family, the audience might be tuned into you if you want to start venturing off to do things on your own. Now, when it comes to being infamous, which I don't think Ikechi intended to come on this show to be a villain because of the way that he was trying to sell how much he loved his wife and how he prepared for this moment and how all over her he was for the resort when they went on their vacation for their honeymoon. It seemed like he wanted to take the path of being a successful couple, but he got in the way because he is who he is, a difficult person. And the thing is, villains don't become successful off of this show. If we look at maybe some Love is Blind or shows kind of along that way, maybe some of the villains are more noteworthy. But to be a villain on Married at First Sight, people just think you're an a-hole and they want to see you off their screen.
But there is no villains on Married at First Sight.
Absolutely. Chris.
No.
Chris and Paige.
No, I'm saying there is no like the thing about a villain is in order for there to be villains, there has to be heroes.
Gotcha.
It's just bad marriages.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? I would actually debate you and say there's no such thing as success as becoming famous on Married at First Sight.
I wouldn't say famous, but I would say you could gather a following.
If he came here seeking fame, right, and the only couple you name is that white lady and things of that nature, and Woody is black.
Yeah, Woody and Imani.
Who knows, right?
Yeah.
And I think Woody was the one who lived with his grandparents and things of that nature,
Yeah.
right? There is the success rate of the show of marriages is low to the point. It's so low to the point where I would say that there is no fame that comes with Married at First Sight being in a successful marriage. I would actually say if you actually go along the path of trying to be famous using Married at First Sight, you already lost. Like as in like you're basically going for crumbs.
Okay.
Because there's enough seasons and this show is continuously keep coming on that it's easy for us to forget you. Right? Now, can I get back to my question?
Well, yeah. Can I answer your question?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, because I was, bite. And then the next part of you were asking me what I thought about him feeling like a piece of meat in the house.
Yes.
I think that he was trying to embarrass Emem.
He did.
I think that he was trying to make it seem as though she was the problem because he knows very doggone well he's a problem. He doesn't like to be asked questions because he wants to be able to tell you who he is and just take it and believe it. He talks about how he wants to be quiet and he just wants her to see and go on activities and experiences. You can actually you can do that absolutely, but we're going to have to talk. I do not know you, sir. And so for me, that is like the most frustrating part is because Emem hasn't done anything I feel to be overbearing or aggressive towards him. If she was too touchy-feely, fine. She stopped it. She apologized for it.
Yeah.
She's not going to do it anymore, which I feel like that was even big of her to do because she said it was really only one time and he said no and that was it. But she took the high road and just said, you know what? I don't want anybody to feel that way in my presence, so I'm sorry. So absolutely. If she is going to take that route and she is going to have to allow him to lead to do what he needs to do in order for them to get to know each other. But honestly, I think that's going to do them a disservice as far as their marriage. But I don't think he cares because I don't think he wants to end up married at the end of this.
The marriage is over.
Yeah.
Like just in case y'all don't know, the marriage is completely over. I told y'all from the jump he did not like that woman, right?
Yeah.
There's something about, put it like this. Ikechi, from the first time we saw him when at the reception, he's a performative guy, right? Why would you fly your friend in, right, to sing? Now, mind you, this is a friend you know. To sing to a wife that you just met.
Right.
This is not even her song. You get what I'm saying? She don't know the friend. She just has to stand there and basically sway side to side and act like she loves it, right? Then he gets on stage in front of everybody and basically just say the lyrics that the guy was already singing, right? When you do that thing. I don't know what that thing is. Number two, I told y'all from the beginning that he is going to start chipping away at Emem's confidence, right? Emem, when I saw her this past episode last week, I was like, oh, she's done. Because I think he put 20 on 5, not even 10. She said that at the resort, on the honeymoon, she put her hand on his thigh, right? He moved it to his private region, right? So in her eyes, in her mental, she's like, oh, this is what we on.
Right.
Madison even said during the after party that, hey, it looked like y'all was like really into each other. Y'all touchy and leaning on each other and things of that nature. Even if y'all remember when Michelle was having her breakdown during the honeymoon, she said, I'm looking around and all these people just look like they just handling this good. Like basically everybody just into each other, right? Now we get to the point to where he's aggressive during dinner, right?
Yeah.
For one, he calls her aggressive. Now he's yelling at her in public because I don't want to embarrass. I don't want to correct you. I want to embarrass you. There's a difference. If you're doing something that I find offensive, something that is abrasive, something that is aggressive, even if you want to use that word, which I don't, right? There's correction and there's embarrassing.
Exactly.
Right? So
shaming somebody.
So him getting up and being loud in a restaurant to where they have to leave, he's trying to embarrass her, trying to basically chip at her confidence, chip at her person, right? With the whole him talking about I'm a piece of meat and this is all she wants and things of that nature. Trying to make it seem like, first of all, he's in front of Dr. Pia being passive aggressive, and he's trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm just trying to respect Emem's wishes by not bringing it up and things like that. But you know you're at counseling by bringing it up, talking about how you're not gonna bring it up is you bringing it up.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Then he brings it up. And I can see Emem face like, you're embarrassing me. You get what I'm saying? You like you didn't say nothing the whole time. This is the first time me hearing this. Then he talks about, yeah, she's doing this and basically making her seem like a predator, making her seem like she's a sex demon. Like all she wants is a piece of meat. Everything we know about Ikechi is basically what he told us.
Exactly.
There's nothing about Ikechi that like she told us outside of like, you know, when they were playing the game where she was like, oh yeah, he's smart, intelligent and things like that. But everything that he want us to think about him, he's basically telling us, think about me this way.
Right.
Going back to during the honeymoon where he was like, hey, Emem, how are you going to feel when y'all walk in the street and random woman is going to throw themselves at him?
Did that happen yet?
Who says that? Like you know, because he has a following. Like, how will you be able to handle that, Miss Nurse Practitioner who got your own practice?
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? What is your thoughts so far on everything I laid out so far?
I mean, that was pretty much answering your own question. So I already answered it. So yeah.
So let me continue, right?
Uh-huh.
So then he goes on. Dr. Pia gives them something to actually do, to talk about it, right? He shows up at the practice, right? Shows up at Emem's job. And they haven't talked at all throughout the whole time. Now she's like, you go have to take the lead on what this relationship is going to be. And to me, that is saying, hey, I'm basically out of it. I'm not going to basically, what's the word? I'm not going to guess with you. You going to have to actually like say it. Now, mind you, his vehicle of communication is silent. So, like, I don't know how that's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
So, but she's basically like, I've checked out. Do you think there's any way that they can save their marriage?
Absolutely not. But that goes back to what I was saying about him not intending for this marriage to make it past the 8 weeks. He is doing everything he can to be an a-hole, and I think that's just in his nature, and it's not going to last. I think that Emem is trying still at this point to hear where he's coming from and to actually take it as genuine, but I don't think he's a genuine person, and I think her friends and family have seen that, and that's why he gets so defensive when he's around them. I will say there are times where Rafui, her cousin, can be offensive.
Do you think so?
I think there are times he can be offensive, but at the same time, Ikechi is not doing great, like we talked about, using other tools in his toolkit other than sarcasm and passive aggressiveness. He's not doing a great job at dismantling or just what do you call it? Diffusing situations. Yeah. So I would say that he has no intention of going any further with this. And the more that Emem actually like sees his character, it seems like the more he's becoming frustrated, the more that he sees how stable and calm she is. I think that's upsetting him too, as well as her lifestyle. He was really mad after he went to her apartment and then he started up an argument about fish tacos that he didn't even really want to make.
This is weird, right?
So it's just like, and I think that also he's a little bit frustrated because he can't get a rise out of her. Yeah. She is allowing him to have his little temper tantrums. Even Dr. Pia had to check him. Hey, chill out. Chill out so we can actually have a conversation. But he did talk about, I think in the after party where Emem, like when they got back from the dinner, like she cussed him out or whatever the case may be. You deserved it. You deserve, if you was acting how you was acting, even if you didn't raise your voice with this little smart sassy attitude, if you was acting like this, you could stand to get a good cuss out. You know what I'm saying? So
and he's acting this way because to put it in simple terms, he's not attracted to him. He's not attracted to him. He's because his actions doesn't match his words. He said when he first saw her, when Dr. I keep calling him Doctor, when Pastor Cal basically said, "What was your first thoughts when you saw her?" He was basically like, "She's bad."
While he's on the side of the couch.
Exactly. while he's leaning away from her.
Right.
They're basically like, she's bad. And he's talking about, I gave my friends, my groomsmen a cue on if I don't like how she looked, they should go to take me out of there and all
and
this
even
stuff.
that is childish.
All of that is performative. It's not real. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, and it sucks because when a man don't find you attractive, he will do these type of things. He will make it seem like you messed up the marriage and things like that because you are aggressive. All these things that, trust me, if he was in the bed or if he was in a relationship with someone he found that he found attractive, he wouldn't be doing these things. He would want to talk to her. He would want to touch her or like at least return the touch. You get what I'm saying? But just something as simple as him saying, like, treat me like a piece of meat, that's him trying to big up himself.
If I could speculate a little bit,
go ahead.
Even if it was a woman he was attracted to, I still think that he would act the same way.
I don't think so.
And the reason I say that is because when Emem went with his aunt and the family to talk, the aunt was saying he is looking for a unicorn. So he hasn't been able to stand to be with, be around, deal with somebody long term because he is just a difficult person. I think he enjoys arguing. I think that he enjoys giving people attitude.
That could be true.
I think that he is somebody who just likes to be just opposite, who likes to get a rise out of folks. And I think that does something for him to make him feel better because he is such a small man. So
I don't know. That unicorn is interesting because he's trying to make it seem like, why are you trying to look at my exes? Like, I'm here in the present. And I'm like, because when I heard that too, I was like, maybe she's trying to get a gauge of like, what are you into?
Right.
And
is that so bad to ask?
Well, I think it's weird to ask. I think she asked that as a last resort. As a last fighting effort to try to connect with him in some way. I don't think she asked that like on a good morning, let me see a picture of your exes. Like I think she was just trying to find some type of connection with him. Because me personally, if you ask me for a picture of my exes, I don't have any. So it's like, what I think is weird, yes, but I wouldn't be putting Emem if I was married to someone through last-ditching efforts to try to connect with me. You get what I'm saying?
But I'll also say that I think that Emem is tired of his words not matching his actions.
Such as what?
Telling Pastor Cal that he finds her attractive on all these things, but he go to bed at 9 and don't want to touch her or do the honey pack with her. So I think that
the honey pack was really kind of strange.
Yeah, like she was trying to, I think, when asking that, it's just like, can I piece together the puzzles a little bit because it's not making sense.
That probably came after he moved her hand.
Yeah,
because she probably looking for a green light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just trying to piece the puzzles together because what you're saying is not adding up to what is actually happening. And I think that's probably why he got mad and frustrated because he's like, how dare you question me if I'm telling the truth? Because I'm lying.
No, 100%. No, like, yeah, I think we're going to see something in the sense of, I think we're going to see Emem lose her cool.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's going to be like, see, I told you.
Right.
Aggressive. But that's why I said aggressive is such a bad adjective to use. Not because there's no such thing as aggressive. It's because that's the last adjective he used to describe her. If she was really aggressive, that would have been top 2, not 2. You get what I'm saying? If she was really an aggressive woman, he would have been like, she's a bit aggressive. You get what I'm saying? But he used it as like, aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like, why that? You get what I'm saying? So, is there anything else you want to touch on when it comes to the whole Emem and Ikechi thing and the whole attractiveness and the whole consent. I see a lot of people making reviews, and I do agree that consent is important. So I don't want to go past that. And I think Emem knows consent is important. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm condemning her. But this is not even though consent is the topic, or even though consent was used in this subject, this is not a conversation about consent. This is a conversation about Ikechi giving mixed signals, and not someone who is intentionally trying to hurt someone or trying to basically disrespect another person. Do
Their
you get
boundaries, right?
Yeah. So even though MM did, by the letter of the law, you get what I'm saying, cross his boundaries, this was a boundary that wasn't there, that just magically appeared when he did it.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not trying to put no blame on MM, but I would say, no means no. But I would not say it in the way that is being used in the sense of consent. Everything about Ikechi is telling you no. So listen to his no's. Meaning, like, when he don't want to talk to you, no means no, right? When he don't want to touch you, no means no. When he don't want to share with you and things like that, he talk about, hey, let's go to a jazz. I like comedy. Anything that we don't have to talk, but we watch somebody else perform. No means no. And basically what I'm saying is this whole marriage says no. Yeah. Right? So don't try to make it a yes. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? He is telling you no in his actions. He's telling you no in his verbal, in his nonverbal. He says sometimes I like to just get on the road and just drive and not talk and meditate. What do that have to do with marriage? Right. You get what I'm saying? So he is obviously not a person who is invested in this marriage at all. So I'm like, hey, no means no. Listen to that no. Get him out of here and things of that nature, so you can get back to getting back to your full life. You get what I'm saying? Because I think he just will keep chipping away at her.
Yeah, I'm ready for MM to move past this hurdle that is Ikechi and go back to, which she hasn't stopped being amazing, but no, she hasn't. Yeah, just dump the loser.
Yeah, pretty much. Anything else?
That's it.
Let us know what y'all think about the Ikechi MM thing, if we left anything out. Also, let us know about what y'all think about Married at First Sight fame. I need to know if that's a real thing, right? I think the show been around, I think maybe in the beginning seasons, but we like 300 seasons into Married at First Sight.
It feels like it.
So it's like, if you come here to get famous off of Married at First Sight, you are really a clout chaser, and I don't even know what you're really trying to do. You're better off starting a YouTube channel and just like posting like you and your person hugging while like you washing dishes or something. You know how them couple channels be doing and things of that nature.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's it.
Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. Merry Christmas. We see y'all.
Bye.